Did you know that what you put on your plate every day could be slowly destroying your prostate health without you even realizing it? Yes, just one wrong meat choice could inflame your prostate and set off a chain of problems like frequent urination, fatigue, and even hormonal imbalance. Welcome to Seniors Healthy Tips, the channel where we help you age with energy, confidence, and vitality. Today, we're diving deep into a topic every man over 50 should take seriously. The 4 meats that silently damage your prostate, and the 4 that can actually heal it. Stick with me till the end, because understanding these can literally change the way your body feels within weeks. Most men over 50 never realize how much the foods they eat every single day are silently influencing their prostate health. It often starts small. A little discomfort while urinating, a bit more fatigue than usual, or just a sense that energy levels are not what they used to be. What many don't know is that one of the biggest culprits behind these changes can be the type of meat they eat. Certain meats, especially those that have been processed or cooked at very high temperatures, can actually create the perfect environment for inflammation to thrive inside the body. And when inflammation becomes chronic, the prostate suffers first. The prostate is a small gland, but it plays a massive role in male health, affecting hormone balance, urinary comfort, and even energy levels. That's why understanding which meats damage it and which ones protect it can completely transform how a man feels and functions after 50. Let's start with one of the most common offenders that sits on many dinner tables and sandwich plates across the world: processed red meats. Think about foods like sausages, hot dogs, salami, pepperoni, and bacon. They might seem tasty, convenient, and satisfying, but what's hidden inside them tells a different story. These meats are loaded with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites, which are added to extend shelf life and enhance flavor. But once inside the body, these chemicals can form harmful compounds that directly irritate the prostate tissue. Research has shown that nitrates can transform into nitrosamines, which interfere with the DNA inside cells and lead to oxidative stress. That means your prostate cells begin to lose their ability to function properly and repair themselves. Over time, this ongoing damage weakens the gland, making it more prone to enlargement and even more serious conditions like cancer. There's also the problem of sodium. Processed meats are incredibly high in salt, and that excess sodium puts extra strain on the kidneys and bladder. As the bladder works harder, it exerts pressure on the prostate, creating irritation and swelling. Many men notice that when they eat a lot of cured meats, they start waking up more frequently at night to urinate, not realizing that what they ate for dinner is causing the problem. Sodium also pulls water out of cells, leading to dehydration that thickens the blood and reduces oxygen flow to the prostate, further slowing healing and regeneration. But the damage doesn't stop there. Processed meats are also packed with unhealthy fats and additives that throw the body's hormone system out of balance. They often come from animals that were fed artificial diets filled with grains and chemicals, not the natural grass and plants they were designed to eat. That means the meat ends up being full of inflammatory omega-6 fatty acids, instead of the anti-inflammatory omega-3s the body needs to stay balanced. When that ratio shifts, inflammation begins to rise everywhere: in the arteries, in the digestive system, and most noticeably, in the prostate. To make matters worse, many of these products are fried or grilled at very high temperatures, which adds another layer of danger. When processed meats are cooked this way, harmful compounds called heterocyclic amines begin to form. These compounds are known to damage DNA and cause oxidative stress, both of which are direct triggers for prostate inflammation and cell mutation. Over the years, this constant exposure creates a slow, silent weakening of the prostate that most men never link back to their diet. Imagine 2 men in their 50s. One eats processed meats several times a week, not thinking much of it, while the other sticks to fresh, unprocessed protein sources. The first begins to notice frequent nighttime urination, a weak urine stream, and fatigue. The second feels energetic, sleeps better, and doesn't have to wake up multiple times during the night. The difference isn't luck, it's what they're putting into their bodies. The body is incredibly responsive. And when it's given the right nutrients, it has the power to heal. But when it's constantly bombarded with toxins and chemical preservatives, the prostate becomes a target for chronic stress and dysfunction. The best way to protect this vital gland is to start eliminating or greatly reducing processed red meats. Replace them with cleaner, fresher options that don't contain hidden chemicals. Choose whole cuts of lean meat instead of prepackaged cold cuts. Cook them slowly. Avoid frying or burning, and use natural herbs for flavor instead of relying on salty, processed seasonings. Even small changes in diet can lead to big improvements in how the prostate feels and functions. Within a few weeks of cutting down on processed meat, many men notice less discomfort, better urinary flow, and improved energy. Now let's look at another category that many people assume is healthy because it's home-cooked: fried and charred meats. This includes those golden brown steaks, crispy barbecue ribs, or grilled chicken with blackened edges. They might taste amazing, but what happens to the meat at those high temperatures is deeply harmful. When meat is exposed to intense heat, especially during grilling, frying, or barbecuing, it produces compounds called heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. These are created when fat drips onto the heat source, producing smoke that coats the meat with toxic residue. Once eaten, these compounds act like invaders inside the body. They increase oxidative stress, leading to cell inflammation, and the prostate is one of the organs that suffers the most. In men over 50, the prostate is already more sensitive to hormonal changes, slower recovery, and lower antioxidant defense. When those toxins enter the system, they overwhelm the body's ability to neutralize them. Over time, this leads to DNA damage in prostate cells and chronic inflammation that can show up as swelling, tenderness, or difficulty in urination. Cooking meat this way also destroys many of the natural nutrients the body depends on to protect itself. Amino acids, enzymes, and essential fats get denatured, leaving behind protein that's harder to digest. The body then spends more energy trying to break it down, which means less energy is available for repair. This strain on digestion can also slow metabolism, raise stress hormones, and indirectly affect prostate health. It becomes a cycle of inflammation and poor recovery that only worsens with time. What's most surprising is how small adjustments in cooking methods can make a huge difference. When meat is baked, steamed, or cooked gently, far fewer harmful compounds are formed. The body receives clean protein, natural fats, and minerals without being overloaded with toxins. This kind of cooking supports the liver, reduces systemic inflammation, and allows the prostate to stay calm and functional. Let's say you enjoy a good steak. Instead of searing it on a blazing grill until it's blackened, try slow cooking it or baking it in the oven with olive oil, garlic, and herbs. You'll get all the flavor with none of the damage. Add a side of vegetables rich in antioxidants like broccoli or spinach, and you'll help your body neutralize any small amount of harmful compounds that might form. It's about balance, not deprivation. You don't have to give up the foods you love, but you do need to prepare them in a way that supports healing instead of harm. Men who make these small but powerful changes often notice that their prostate discomfort starts to ease. They experience fewer nighttime interruptions, more steady energy throughout the day, and an overall sense of lightness in their body. The reason is simple. The inflammation that was being triggered daily by harmful meats finally begins to subside. The body starts to heal itself naturally once the irritants are removed. Every bite of food sends a message to your body. It either says heal or harm. When you choose processed, fried, or charred meats, the message is one of inflammation and imbalance. But when you start eating clean, gently cooked meats, your body gets the signal to rebuild and restore. The prostate, being one of the most sensitive organs to dietary stress, responds quickly to this shift. The path to better prostate health doesn't begin with medication. It begins with awareness and small daily choices. If every man over 50 understood how deeply their diet affects their prostate, they would see food not just as fuel, but as medicine. Processed and fried meats may offer temporary pleasure, but the long-term cost to energy, sleep, and vitality is far too high. The body always reflects the habits we feed it. The more we respect that connection, the more control we gain over our health and our future. When it comes to protecting and restoring prostate health, few foods have as powerful an impact as wild-caught salmon. It's more than just a source of protein. It's a natural medicine for the body, especially for men over 50 who are dealing with inflammation, fatigue, or hormonal imbalance. What makes salmon stand out is its rich concentration of omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These are the same healthy fats that reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and balance hormones throughout the body. The prostate, being one of the most hormone-sensitive glands, benefits immensely from this kind of nourishment. When inflammation is lowered, blood flow improves, and essential nutrients can reach the prostate cells more easily, allowing them to repair and regenerate. Most men don't realize that chronic prostate problems often have less to do with age and more to do with ongoing inflammation. This inflammation is fueled by the foods we eat, especially those loaded with unhealthy fats. Wild-caught salmon provides the opposite. It cools down that internal fire, calming the tissues and supporting normal prostate size and function. It also has powerful antioxidant compounds like astaxanthin, which gives salmon its deep reddish color. Astaxanthin helps protect the cells from oxidative stress, a process that damages cell membranes and DNA. When you eat salmon regularly, you're essentially giving your prostate a shield against these aging effects. Another benefit of wild-caught salmon is how it supports hormone balance. After 50, testosterone levels naturally begin to decline, and the ratio between testosterone and estrogen often becomes unbalanced. This hormonal shift is one of the key reasons the prostate begins to enlarge or become more sensitive. Omega-3 fats from salmon help regulate enzymes that control hormone conversion, keeping testosterone levels steady while preventing excess estrogen buildup. This means better energy, improved mood, and a healthier prostate environment. Many men who include salmon in their diets notice that within a few weeks, they feel more energetic and experience fewer nighttime bathroom visits. The body simply begins to function more efficiently when inflammation is reduced and hormones are balanced. There's also the matter of circulation, something most people overlook when thinking about prostate health. The prostate relies on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to maintain healthy tissue. Omega-3s make blood less sticky and more fluid, improving circulation throughout the body, including to the prostate. Better circulation also helps flush out toxins that might otherwise accumulate and cause irritation. It's like cleaning the system from the inside out. A man who eats salmon 2 or 3 times a week is not only nourishing his body, but also helping it maintain a healthy internal flow that prevents stagnation and inflammation. Of course, it's important to choose wild-caught salmon rather than farmed salmon. Farmed salmon is often fed unnatural diets and can contain contaminants that defeat the purpose of eating it. Wild-caught salmon from clean waters is rich in minerals like zinc and selenium, both crucial for prostate repair. Zinc in particular is essential for maintaining normal prostate size and function, and many men are unknowingly deficient in it. Including salmon regularly provides a natural source of this vital mineral without the need for supplements. The combination of omega-3s, antioxidants, and minerals makes it one of the most complete foods for male health. Even how salmon is prepared makes a difference. Baking or lightly steaming it preserves its delicate oils and nutrients, while frying or overcooking can destroy much of its benefit. Pairing salmon with vegetables like broccoli, kale, or spinach further boosts its prostate healing power, because these greens contain compounds that support liver detoxification and hormonal balance. This combination helps the body flush out excess estrogen and toxins, creating the perfect environment for the prostate to heal naturally. Every time you choose a meal like this, you are taking a step toward calmer, healthier glandular function without even realizing it. For men who may not enjoy the taste of salmon, other fatty fish like sardines, mackerel, or herring offer similar benefits. The key is consistency. Making these fish a regular part of the weekly diet helps the body build up anti-inflammatory reserves. This not only helps the prostate, but also improves brain function, joint health, and heart performance. The body thrives on the same principles everywhere: reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and supply clean, nutrient-dense fuel. Salmon just happens to do all three exceptionally well. Moving from fish to another important source of nourishment, organic chicken and turkey also play a valuable role in supporting prostate health. Many people underestimate these lean proteins, thinking only about red meat when it comes to strength and energy. But the truth is, lean poultry provides high-quality protein without overwhelming the body with excess saturated fats or harmful hormones, which are major contributors to prostate inflammation. When sourced from organic pasture-raised farms, chicken and turkey are free from antibiotics and synthetic growth enhancers. This means they don't disrupt your hormonal system the way conventional meat often does. The beauty of these meats lies in their simplicity. They deliver amino acids that help repair tissue and support muscle without burdening the liver with toxins. A healthy liver is essential for regulating hormone balance, and when it's working efficiently, it keeps estrogen levels under control. Elevated estrogen is one of the silent drivers of prostate enlargement. That's why switching from heavily processed or hormone-fed meats to organic poultry can make such a noticeable difference. It gives the body the clean protein it needs to rebuild while keeping the hormonal environment calm and balanced. Chicken and turkey are also rich in nutrients that directly support the prostate, like vitamin B6, niacin, and phosphorus. Vitamin B6 helps with testosterone production and energy metabolism, while phosphorus aids in maintaining the health of the body's tissues and fluids. Together, these nutrients keep the body functioning smoothly, ensuring that the prostate isn't constantly battling internal stress. When the diet provides enough clean protein, the body can focus its energy on healing and regeneration, rather than fighting inflammation. Cooking methods again matter greatly here. Grilling chicken to the point of charring can undo much of its benefit, while baking, roasting, or boiling helps maintain its nutrient integrity. Using herbs like turmeric, rosemary, and garlic not only enhances flavor, but also adds natural anti-inflammatory compounds that further support prostate healing. Each meal can become a small act of self-care, providing nourishment that works in harmony with the body's needs. Men who switch from processed or fatty meats to organic poultry often report that they feel lighter after meals and less sluggish throughout the day. This isn't just about digestion. It's about how the body processes energy. When the body no longer has to fight against the toxins and artificial hormones found in conventional meats, it frees up energy for repair and renewal. The prostate benefits directly because the bloodstream becomes cleaner, circulation improves, and inflammation begins to subside. It's also worth noting that organic poultry contains less of the omega-6 fats that promote inflammation and a better ratio of healthy fats that keep hormones in check. Over time, this creates a noticeable shift in how the body feels and functions. The balance of fats, proteins, and nutrients found in these meats helps stabilize energy levels, improve sleep, and support a calmer urinary system. For men over 50, making these changes can feel like regaining control of their health. The meals become a source of healing rather than harm. Eating wild-caught salmon a few times a week and replacing conventional red meat with organic chicken or turkey provides the perfect foundation for a prostate-friendly diet. The results aren't instant, but with consistency, the transformation is profound. The body starts to work with you instead of against you. Inflammation quiets down, hormone levels stabilize, and the prostate begins to function more comfortably and naturally. Every bite you take is a signal to your body. Choosing foods that nourish instead of inflame gives your body the power to heal. Wild-caught salmon and organic poultry send that powerful message of restoration. They remind the body of its natural ability to repair, balance, and thrive when given the right support. For men over 50, these simple dietary adjustments are not just about avoiding problems. They're about unlocking vitality and strength that many thought were lost with age. The prostate responds to care, and care begins with what you choose to eat.
There is another reason many men after the age of 50 struggle with prostate problems without realizing that their everyday choices are part of the cause. Even when they avoid processed or fried meats, they often continue eating conventional beef and pork, thinking they are natural sources of strength and protein. The truth is that most meat found in supermarkets today is far from natural. These animals are usually raised on industrial farms where they are fed grains, soy, and corn instead of grazing freely on grass. That one difference completely changes the nutritional value of the meat and how it affects the body. Grain-fed animals develop higher levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which promote inflammation. At the same time, they lose the omega-3 fats that calm inflammation and protect the prostate. When this imbalance enters the human body, it fuels the very inflammation that leads to prostate swelling, discomfort, and hormonal disruption. Another hidden problem lies in the hormones and antibiotics commonly used in large-scale farming. Farmers use these chemicals to make animals grow faster and resist disease, but those residues do not disappear when the meat reaches your plate. Over time, they accumulate inside the body and begin to interfere with the natural hormone balance of men. The prostate is extremely sensitive to hormonal shifts, especially to changes in testosterone and estrogen levels. When artificial hormones enter the body through food, they can cause the prostate cells to multiply excessively, leading to enlargement and even creating conditions that may support cancerous growth. Antibiotics, on the other hand, can harm the beneficial bacteria in the gut. A healthy gut microbiome is vital for breaking down and eliminating toxins, and when it is disturbed, the liver and kidneys must work harder. That extra stress eventually affects the prostate as the body struggles to remove inflammatory compounds efficiently. There is also the issue of the quality of fat found in conventional meat. Fat stores many of the toxins and pesticides animals are exposed to during their lives. When men eat this type of meat, they are not just consuming protein, but also small doses of those chemicals. Over time, they accumulate in fatty tissues, especially around the abdomen and reproductive organs. These toxins are known to interfere with hormonal communication and increase oxidative stress, which damages the cells in the prostate. For many men, this is why no matter how much exercise they do or how many supplements they take, their prostate symptoms continue to return. The foundation of healing always begins with clean food. Choosing grass-fed or pasture-raised meat completely changes this story. These animals eat their natural diet, which means their meat contains more antioxidants, more vitamins like A and E, and a much better balance between omega-3 and omega-6 fats. This kind of nutrition supports healthy testosterone levels and reduces the inflammatory signals that cause prostate swelling. Men who make the switch often notice more stable energy, improved digestion, and less discomfort when urinating. The difference is not just in the taste, but in how the body feels after eating. It's proof that when the body is nourished with clean food, every organ, including the prostate, can begin to restore its natural function. Beyond the quality of the meat itself, the way it is cooked also plays a crucial role. When you prepare grass-fed beef or pork gently by baking or slow cooking, you preserve more of its nutrients and prevent harmful compounds from forming. This supports the body's repair systems instead of overwhelming them. Every meal becomes an opportunity to either help or harm the prostate. The key is to start choosing wisely. Fresh, clean, properly cooked meat gives strength and balance. It provides zinc, selenium, and amino acids that help the prostate rebuild and stay resilient. Conventional meat loaded with chemicals does the opposite, creating inflammation and hormonal confusion. The body can only work with what you feed it, and once you understand that, everything about your health begins to change. Now consider another common choice that quietly undermines prostate health every day, especially for men who enjoy traditional breakfast meats or sandwiches. Deli bacon and cured ham have become a habit in many kitchens because they are convenient, flavorful, and easy to prepare. But what most people don't realize is that these are among the most harmful meats for men over 50. Cured meats undergo a chemical process that gives them their distinct flavor, color, and long shelf life. This process involves nitrates and nitrites, which react with the proteins in the meat to create nitrosamines, compounds that are toxic to human cells. When these reach the prostate, they interfere with the body's natural ability to repair damaged tissue and maintain healthy cellular function. Over time, that continuous exposure causes low-grade inflammation that never fully heals. The high sodium content in bacon and cured ham also causes problems most men overlook. Excess salt leads to water retention, swelling, and pressure in the lower abdomen. The bladder and prostate sit close together, and when this area is under constant pressure, it can make urination difficult and uncomfortable. This is one reason many men who eat these foods regularly complain of frequent nighttime urination or a feeling of incomplete emptying. Sodium also affects blood circulation, which means fewer nutrients and less oxygen reach the prostate, slowing recovery even more. The result is a cycle where the gland remains irritated and unable to function properly. Another issue with these types of meats is that they are often made from poor quality cuts of pork, heavily processed and filled with preservatives to enhance taste. Each slice carries a dose of chemical stress that the body must work to detoxify. The liver becomes burdened, and because it is connected to hormonal regulation, that extra workload can cause an imbalance in estrogen and testosterone levels. When testosterone becomes too low, or estrogen too high, the prostate responds by enlarging and becoming more sensitive to irritation. Many men notice these changes as a gradual decline in vitality and stamina, but very few connect it to what they eat each morning. There is also the impact of how these meats are usually cooked. Bacon, for example, is often fried until it is crisp and dark. When fats are exposed to high heat, they oxidize and create more inflammatory compounds that the body must fight off. The smoke and sizzling aroma might be tempting, but what it produces inside the body is far from pleasant. The prostate, being an organ sensitive to toxins and inflammation, reacts quickly to this dietary stress. Over time, it becomes less flexible, more swollen, and slower to recover. Replacing these harmful habits with cleaner alternatives can bring noticeable results. Men who switch from cured meats to fresh, uncured turkey or chicken slices often report feeling lighter and more energetic within weeks. The reduction in sodium helps the bladder relax, while the absence of chemical preservatives allows the prostate to calm down and function more smoothly. It is a small change with a big payoff. The body is always working to heal itself, but it can only do so when we stop feeding it the very things that keep it inflamed. It's important to remember that the foods that create problems for the prostate don't do so overnight. The damage builds gradually, meal after meal, until one day symptoms appear. This means that healing also takes time, consistency, and awareness. The moment you begin to remove these harmful meats from your diet, your body starts to repair. Blood circulation improves, inflammation subsides, and hormonal balance begins to restore itself naturally. The prostate, which was under constant attack from chemicals, finally gets a chance to breathe and rebuild. Every man over 50 has the power to protect his prostate simply by understanding what he eats. The choices you make at the grocery store and in the kitchen determine whether you are feeding inflammation or fueling recovery. The body doesn't need extreme measures, just better daily habits. Avoiding conventional beef, pork, bacon, and cured ham may seem small, but these steps create a powerful foundation for lifelong prostate health. The transformation begins with knowledge, and once you know the truth about these foods, you can no longer ignore the connection between your diet and your vitality.